When I was a kid, my best friend's family had a ranch in South Kansas, and we went as many times as we could and learned a lot about being outdoors and hunting and hiking and fishing. My kids didn't have that opportunity. They've always been urban kids, and they grew up in the big city, and this was the opportunity for them to come out, and wasn't sure if they'd like it. But if you give them the chance, play their video games, or come down here, they'll throw those video games right to the ground and come out here every time.
Years ago, I was a camp counselor one summer in North Carolina. Having these kids who would show up at a barn, not wanting to participate, and 3 hours later, I was their best friend, and I had taken them on the adventure of their life. There was something about teaching urban kids to get on a trail was sort of a moment in my life that I remembered.
This piece of property in particular, for me, is the history of 140 years of family. I had grown up on the ranch. My parents had lived on the ranch for almost 40 years. My father died like 10 years ago. This was a big part of his life. So what we decided to do was, as a family, how about if we turn the ranch into a conservation?
Part of this experience for us is unique. We're first-generation ranch family here. It is an awesome, awesome opportunity to have access to this great hill country land and wildlife, but it's also an extraordinary responsibility to make that entire system work for the benefit of everything around you. I mean, this water may run through my land, but it runs for miles, and the animals that feed and drink off this water go miles and miles and miles.
Kids and families want the outdoors. They may not even know it, but if you give it to them, if you give them the access, and you make it easy, and you make it beautiful, you give them a way to get there in less than 10 minutes. You really make it something that's part of their everyday. They will use it. The Violet Crown Trail is about connecting communities and cities and getting people to the really great outdoor areas that otherwise they just wouldn't go explore or have access to. And when you take your kids out and you then get to share that with them, it's incredible.
Well, the Hill Country Conservancy, I believe, is passionate about the wildlife, the land that we're trying to preserve, the quality of life for people, so that whenever they're doing the Violet Crown or they're doing the conservation with us, can help guide us through the process of managing our property better, managing the wildlife, keeping things the way they should be, which is preserving the land that is precious. They don't make any more of it.
My why is my children and my grandchildren, and making sure that my children understand and love and appreciate these assets as much as I do. And you do it because it's important to do it. You do it for your family, and you do it because it needs to be done.
My why is your family. It's for families I don't know. It's to give absolute access that's permanent, that's protected, permanent access to things you can't learn in school.
My why is my parents. I think my father would be proud that we're putting this ranch into a conservation because there's no more land to be made. So if you can't continue to tell the story, all these treasures, whether it be our piece of property, or it could be the Violet Crown, or it could be Barton Springs in Austin. If we don't preserve those items, they'll be gone someday, and nobody will have them, and all you'll have will be a photo.